In this video, we'll consider indirect proofs, also known as proof by contradiction. Here's your essential question. What is the primary difference between direct reasoning and the use of indirect proofs? Example 1. We're going to prove by indirect reasoning. If two lines intersect, they intersect in exactly one point. And we are going to make this following assumption. Assume lines M and N intersect at 2 points, A and B. And so I've kind of drawn a makeshift diagram to show that assumption. Notice, your first line of your proof, you're going to assume the opposite of what you're trying to prove, right? But this contradicts a postulate that says through any 2 points, there exists exactly one line. Therefore, my assumption is incorrect, and thus if two lines intersect, they intersect in exactly 1 point. Here's my next example. Prove through a line and a point not on the line, there exists exactly one perpendicular line to the given line. So here I have a line, I have point P not on the line. I'm calling the line line M. And we're going to make some assumptions. We're going to assume that both PY and PX are perpendicular. That's how we'll go about writing this indirect proof. So take a look. Constructing line segment PY such that point Y is on line M and PY is perpendicular to line M. Now our assumption. Remember, we're going to assume the opposite of what we're trying to prove. Assume there exists a different point on line M, so we'll call it point X, such that PX is perpendicular to line M. Notice this would create a triangle with two right angles, angle X and angle Y. However, this would violate a postulate that says the sum of three angles of any triangle is 180 degrees, right? Because you can't have angle P having 0 degrees, and therefore you're actually going to be greater than 180 degrees in this case. Therefore, the assumption is incorrect, and through a line and a point not on the line, there exists exactly one perpendicular line to the given line. So let's go back to our essential question and make sure we're clear. So the primary difference with direct reasoning, we start with the given information and attempt to prove the statement true. But with indirect proofs, you actually start with the opposite of what you're trying to prove. And you end up with a contradiction. And this contradiction allows you to say that your assumption is false, therefore proving the statement in an indirect way.